Hey, what's up Instagram? So listen, if you have watched my content for any length of time, you know that I talk a lot about mowing. And one of the most important things that I say when it comes to mowing is to obey the 1/3 rule. What the 1/3 rule means is you should never remove more than 1/3 of the grass blade's length in a single mowing. If you do that, that's gonna be a healthy mow for the lawn. However, there are those times, like right now, I'll get this down in here, where your lawn gets overgrown. You can even see I've got a little bit of gray leaf spot coming in here. The reason my lawn was overgrown this time is because we had rain straight for 7 days and I just wasn't able to get out here and mow. And even 2 days ago when the rain stopped, I had adult work to do and I wasn't able to get out here and mow. So I am well at the 8th day mark here and the grass is super overgrown. I typically mow right around 4 inches and you can see here that we have grass blades up around 6.5, even 7. So what do you do when you're forced to mow an overgrown lawn? Because it's gonna happen. I'm gonna give you some tips today on how to, cause as least of pain as possible, if that's a way to say it, and mow an overgrown lawn. With that, let's get into it. All right, now the first thing I'm gonna recommend you do is sharpen your mower blade. This is not a time to have a dull mower blade. And me, I like to sharpen mine as sharp as I can get it. I know people talk about butter knife sharp and all that, but trust me, after you cut through this, especially if you're doing thick, massively alpha St. Augustine grass like I am, it's gonna be butter knife sharp after 1 or 2 passes anyway. That's all you need right there, just a little fresh edge. That's all you need right there, just a couple 2-3 paces for a little fresh edge. You're good to go. Okay, next thing you wanna do is you obviously wanna take the mower up to the highest setting that it'll go on. Now, if you're somebody that typically mows at 2 inches or 3 inches, then you actually have some wiggle room in there. You kinda have some insurance to go up. Me, I always mow on the top setting anyway, or second to the top setting, so I don't have a lot of leverage, or leeway I guess would be the term. So either way though, no matter what, you have to go to the top setting on your mower. This Toro here mows at the top setting of 4¼ inches. That's something to consider when you buy a mower, because some mowers only go to 3.5. At least mine gives me a little more leeway because it goes up to 4¼ inches. Now the next thing is we're gonna have to do a double cut here. It's just one of those things. It's not gonna get a clean cut on the first try through, even though I'm gonna give you a tip or 2 here or there to help with that. But you definitely want a side discharge. No mulching, no bagging. I mean, you could bag if you wanted to, but man, you'd be like emptying the bag on every single pass. So side discharge for this first one. And that's another thing, another consideration with buying a mower. And actually, if you go to the link in my description, we'll have a video there where I did an entire thing on how to choose a mower, and I talk about all these different types of features. So that's a link in my bio if you want to get a lot more in depth on choosing a mower. But for sure right now, side discharge. Okay, now the next thing before you can get out and start cutting, and this is extremely important, is you need to pick some good tunage. I'm gonna go with some Chris Stapleton because I need to drown out all the sorrows that are gonna be coming out of this lawn, all the screams and all the pain. That's what I need. Well, I almost forgot. Now the first pass you're gonna make, you're gonna see when I mow here, I'm gonna go ahead and go in this diagonal direction to come right at the camera. But the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go across this way and I'm gonna make what I call a relief cut. The reason being is the grass is so overgrown, there's gonna be a lot of material up underneath there. Even though we're side discharging, there's still gonna be a lot. So if you cut a relief cut right down the middle, what it does is it helps the deck to empty out and it'll help your mower to not bog down so much. So remember, the first cut you make is what I call a relief cut, and it kind of is made in a way that is perpendicular, that's the word, perpendicular to the way you plan to cut the entire lawn. All right, let me just show you a quick update here. So I'm actually really impressed with how this is cutting. Quality mower, Toro Super Recycler, not sponsored, just I do this for love. Here you can see the relief cut I did, and then here's the regular cuts that I'm making in the lawn. Let me kind of give you an idea how much is getting cut off here. If you're wondering about the overlap, I am definitely not going full width on each pass. You can see that this is the area that was previously cut. So I'm going, what is that, like 3/4 of the deck? Again, because I'm realizing that this is a lot that's getting up under there and I want it to be able to clear out. So I'm doing like a 3/4 overlap here. I'm actually getting a pretty good cut. You can see down through there, it's actually doing pretty decent on the cut. Again, nice sharp blade, good quality mower. Let's finish up. It is hot out here, a lot of humidity. All right, next thing, I finished the first mow, and actually I'm really impressed with how it came out, but again, I really credit a lot of that to quality mower and also to having a very sharp blade. So next I'm gonna go ahead and do a little edging and weed whacking. I mean, this is the chance to do that because that's probably overgrown as well. So we're gonna go ahead and do that so we can blow and kick all of the clippings back into the lawn. And again, I know another Toro product, not sponsored, I just do it for love, baby. Now listen, I realized that I didn't do that side over there. That's because that's for another video on my regular channel, which is on YouTube. You should search it. It's called The Lawn Care Nut. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Okay, now for our second and final cut, at least for today, you have a choice. You could go down. I usually mow on the second to highest notch. For this here, it's Palmetto St. Augustine. But to put less stress on the grass, I'm gonna keep it at that same height. Only difference I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take off the side discharge and I'm gonna mulch. Other than that, I'm gonna keep the height the same. You could go down one notch. However, I would not recommend going down more than one notch right now. Now, let's say you're somebody that was mowing at 2 inches. This was 4 1/4. You wanna get there over time. So for your second mow, maybe you go down one notch, maybe you keep it the same. Then 3 or 4 days from now, you mow again at 1 notch lower, and then 3 or 4 days after that, you mow again at 1 notch lower, and you keep that up until you get to your desired height where you like to be. The idea is to get there slowly over time so you don't stress the grass too much. What I do is I call that the grass seeking a new level, and that's what the grass will do. It'll seek a new level, but it's not gonna do it overnight. Think of it like this, it's like losing weight. Let's say you went from 350 pounds down to 100 pounds overnight. It would be like shocking, and it would not be healthy for your system actually. But if you went from 350 pounds down to 100 over a period of time, and you did it methodically, that's much healthier for your body. And of course, it's not so shocking to everyone that sees you. And let me tell you, if you take this down too quick, it's gonna turn yellow on you. And that would definitely be shocking to everybody that sees it. So again, I'm gonna leave it at the same height it's at. All I'm gonna do now is mulch. Now, the other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mow the opposite direction. The first time I went this way, now I'm gonna go ahead and go across this way, just to clean up all the clippings. All right, so there you go. Where are we at here? Looks like 4. I'll show you some other clips, but I'm actually really impressed with how this turned out. Looks like all the blades got a nice clean cut on them. Don't have any debris left over anywhere. So there you go. I hope this has been helpful to you. As always, don't forget I have a full YouTube channel called The Lawn Care Nut. You can check that out, and I'll be giving plenty more tips here on Instagram as well. So with that, I hope you guys have a great week. I'm Alan Hain, The Lawn Care Nut. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the overgrown lawn.